Oh, Hanaki! Did you know that our souls are connected by fate? What do you know? I am Yuno Hanaki, the one and only Oiran from Mialoon. Good evening, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to Ecosphere. Ecosphere, probably. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's women time. Are you hype? I'm hype. Fake Grand Order reference? I don't know about that, but... So welcome! This is another Otome demo showcase as part of the Otome Games celebration going on Steam right now. A lot of indie Otome projects are running like new demos and like updates to existing demos and running sales and things like that on a bunch of games, big and small. So it's a good time to be an Otome enjoyer. So Ecosphere, I believe there is a one-line pitch that I was given that I could say to kind of sum it up. So let me grab that for you guys. Ecosphere is a visual novel of magic, civil war, and conspiracies with romanceable characters. Dang right, dude. So we're going to be experiencing some like conspiracy and war and intrigue and all of that fun stuff. I didn't know Ultimate Games specifically were having an event on Steam. They are, yes. If you'd like to check out all of the other games that are being showcased during the celebration, this is a link to the collection. You should absolutely check it out. Lots of games are on sale. Lots of games are having demo releases, like I said. There's a lot going on in the Otome world right now. And especially in the indie Otome world, I feel like lots of indie games are going crazy, promoting their Kickstarters, all that fun stuff. Speaking of Kickstarter, I have pinned a link both specifically to Ecosphere and to the Kickstarter campaign for Ecosphere in the pinned comment. So if you would like to send them a little bit of money to support the project, you can absolutely do so. And you can also check out the demo for yourself on Steam. Can we play it in French? I mean, in theory, but I think because it's not voiced right now, all the dialogue and like game options and stuff would be in French, and I don't know French. I like know very elementary French. I cannot I cannot do actual French. So I'm playing in English. Thank you. But yeah. I've been very intrigued by this. I really like the art style. I was, of course, approached by the dev team to cover the game as part of Otome Week, so I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to playing it. I've purposefully, I had it downloaded, but I've avoided, like, looking at too much related to the game. Besides, like, looking at the character art and stuff. Obviously, because I had to look at one of the promotional CGs to make my thumbnail. But oh my god, women! I love women. From the looks of her, she's also a pirate. I love that for us. But yeah, we're gonna experience the game, kind of see what it's about. Not sure how long the demo is going to be, but I am excited to play nonetheless. So let's go ahead and lock the frick in. Yeah, not just women, but pirate women. We get pirate women. Our first pursuit of Yuri on this channel, I guess besides when I played Bunny Garden, but our first pursuit of Yuri, and it's going to be with a pirate woman. As it should be, I feel. Hopefully all the volumes are good. I took a look at the settings, and I think everything's okay. I might turn the music up like a tad. Like here, maybe. It's probably fine. Yeah. Okay. And then sound volume, I think, is okay. I max the text speed because I always do that. I read way too fast for it to not just be automatic text. Okay. Let's go! Metal pipe. We've seen a more discreet introduction. But I have proof that my prototype works. I glided for a few meters. Before I crashed into that damn tree planted in the center of the village. By adding thrusters, I should be able to get adequate thrust and my mother burst in before I finished my train of thought. I feel like I'm going to get scolded. Imagine this being an isekai too. No! She's a steampunk gal. She sure is. MC gal is a redhead. Yeah, she's a redhead. She's got heterochromia. She's got one green eye, one purple. Very, very cute. I love her aesthetic already. A rain cross! Some villagers peek out, surprised by the commotion. You could be a little more discreet. Everyone's watching. Says the girl who just crashed into the tree in the village square. At least I managed to develop a new invention. I'm going to add thrusters to get some height. Can you imagine the distance we could travel? You're just like your father. The mere memory of my father always calms the tension between us. I was 5 when he disappeared. But there's no reason to do whatever you want. Lucky no one got hurt. And why exactly did you invent a flying machine? Oops, the burning question. Is her mom single? Yes, we've just gotten confirmation. She is widowed. I didn't notice the heterochromia. That's instant win. I do really like heterochromia. I wish more character designs utilized it. I like it. I think it can be charming. That would be... I remind you that you must inherit the Ecosphere on your 20th birthday. And that day is today. Yes, thank you. I hadn't forgotten the date of my birthday. And we've talked about it at least 1,000,000 times. I don't want this orb. So, I assume that you built this machine to leave the village. She already suspects my plan. We'll talk about it tonight. Zael will be there too to celebrate the event. He's coming back to the village today. I don't think he'll be long now. I don't want to see him either. Without saying another word, I walk over to the aircraft to write it. What a nasty temper sometimes. I'm trying to restart the prototype's engine. It still works despite the crash. Awesome. As I speed off, I see in the rearview mirror that my mother is holding a megaphone to shout something at me. But I can't hear anything. Oh, she'll tell me when I get home. And happy birthday! I thought the mom's face had scars, which would have been hot, but I realized it's the lighting. No, she has a scar. You might not be able to see. She has a scar here. This is definitely a scar. This is also maybe a scar or a wrinkle. But this definitely is a scar. Below the eye. And she crashes. And it's over. Bad end immediately. Ugh, she must not have heard. What a pest when she gets like this. Oh, Hanaki, welcome back. One wonders where she gets it from. Well, hello, Zael. We were just talking about you. I just got off the ferry. That's great. You haven't returned since joining the Green League. Yes, the League rarely grants this kind of permission, but I couldn't miss Arane's birthday. You just missed her. Yes, I saw her drive off like a maniac with a machine. I don't know what to do. She just invented this aircraft to leave the village. She hasn't changed a bit. I imagine she's at the den. I'll go and see her. Oh gee, it's Jimmy Neutron. His hair does look a little goofy. This is the den. My secret workshop at the bottom of a cave, on the cliff near the village. I spend most of my time here inventing all kinds of things. Just like my magnificent aircraft prototype, I've just put the wings back on and I'm about to perform a delicate operation. Adding jet engines. A few tools are always available on the board near my workbench. I walk over to grab them. I attach the 2 jet engines under the wings, then connect 2 cables to the generator next to them. Now I must operate the generator by pulling this chain. Interactive backgrounds. Here's the drag and drop feature. Hold the click on the item in the inventory and drag it, then release at the target point to unlock narrative content. Oh boy. That's fun. A little bit of a point and click adventure. Electricity travels through the cables to the aircraft. It becomes charged with energy. The thrusters begin to burn. I hold my breath. Everything suddenly shuts off. You've got to be kidding me. What now? I go over to inspect the prototype. Ouch! I forgot to cut the power to the generator. But it does malfunction. The combustion is not powerful enough. Something is missing to generate enough heat to launch the thrusters. But what? There's got to be a way. A familiar voice suddenly snaps me out of my thoughts. I see you haven't lost your habit of talking to yourself. No one knows where the den is except... him. Hello? My heart starts pounding. I hadn't seen Zael in 2 years. We'd always been great friends. Maybe even more. But I never dared to tell him. He left Norden to join the Green League, an ancestral order charged with protecting nature and its balance. Whoa, she already has a crush? I mean, childhood friend. I get it. As someone who is a chronic childhood friend supporter, I get it. Zael is my boyfriend, he doesn't know it yet. We might have even been more, but I just didn't say anything. Your time will come, probably, Queen. You got this. I'm happy to see him again, but at the same time... I don't talk to myself, I think out loud. It's not the same. What are you doing here, anyway? Nice welcome. At least with this, you should understand that something's wrong. Zael looks at the side of the aircraft. A new invention? Yeah, I tested it this morning. I was inspired by the glider we used back in the day. You know, the one you built into the roof of City Hall. Nonsense, you were driving that day. Are you sure? Your memory seems to be playing tricks on you. I can hardly hide my smile. I know very well that I was driving that day. Zael, on the other hand, is pretty good at flying. As I recall, my parents were mad. They even grounded you for a whole week. I had to rig a jumping stick to sneak up to your bedroom window. We laughed for a moment. But that was before you ran off to the Green League. I knew that was the problem. You never answered my letters. Are you mad at me for leaving the village? I don't blame him. Trying to make dreams come true is natural. It's just that... Suddenly, a creaking sound from his armor catches my attention. Is there something wrong with your armor, Zael? You're always so good at changing the subject. It's not wrong. Answering an awkward question with another question is my favorite tactic. Now that you mention it, I have trouble moving my arm. And sometimes the breastplate locks up in combat mode. I sigh in exasperation. Don't they have engineers at the Green League to take care of your equipment? Not as talented as you. They couldn't figure out how you put it together. I must say that I'm proud of this invention. In addition to protecting Zael in battle, this armor is equipped with a fire-breathing device. I called this invention Carburo. Sit in front of the workbench and remove your armor. Looks like the Carburo needs a good overhaul. There are point-and-click features in this visual novel. Use the cursor to find points of interest. A panel and a sound will warn you when you find one. Enjoy your search. It's kind of pog she invented that. She is pretty cool. A secret invention I'm working on, far more complex than the aircraft. But one thing at a time. The aircraft is already giving me trouble. That not so tactful change of subject. Stuff. A whole bunch of spare parts I pick up here and there. I'd rather dismantle old machines and salvage parts than buy them. Plus, it's more economical. Aircraft. My latest invention so far. This aircraft will allow me to leave Norden. At least I hope so. I still need to get its reactors up and running first. Okay, the Carburo and then the mirror. Is there anything else? Okay, so mirror and then the Carburo. A reflective mirror. One of my first inventions when I set up the den. Without this, it would be way too dark in here. Wow, just casually inventing a mirror. As one does. It seems our main character is a girl boss. Indeed, it's not well maintained at all. Ooh, CG moment! Epic. They're cute. Hanaki, welcome in! While I'm working on the Carbros, I'll looks at another prototype lying around on the workbench. Screenshot? How do I hide it? Where are the controls? I don't know where the controls are. Sometimes it's escape, sometimes it's not. It is not escape. Help. Ah, interface is H. That makes sense. H. I was like, where do I go? There you go. Look at them. They're so cute. I like the art style still. It's really good. And what's this machine here? It's a substitute affinity, but I can't get it to work. It seems that electricity isn't the right energy source. The capacitor can't store sufficient density. As always, I don't understand much when you talk about your inventions. I sigh while tightening a bolt. Make an effort. I'm trying my best to explain it, yet... After a moment of silence, I notice that Zyle is reluctant to ask me a question. Then he finally takes the plunge. Did you invent it because you're tired of being different? I see what he's getting at. He means I was born without an affinity. I instinctively avert my eyes. It's not that. It's just that I have to develop a huge invention if I want to get into Dynamo Corp. Can you imagine? With a substitute affinity, it would change the lives of everyone like me. The high-tech company specializing in research and development? Yes, that's where I'd like to do my civic service. That one year when every 20-year-old citizen has to train for their place in society. All this time, you still haven't changed your mind. H seems to be a common button for this function. Well, it was not the right button in Stand By Me, so... Also, I disagree. The other PC Otome games that I have played, it's been different buttons each time. Usually not H. It was like spacebar. But those are Japanese Otome, so I guess it's technically different. Anyway. Seeing that the armor is reconstituted, Zyle prepares to put it on again. There are still a few bolts to tighten. Saying this was H2? Yeah, that's 2 examples. That's 2 examples. It's been different in the other games I've played. So that's why I didn't know. You have to join the Green League to do your civic service and learn how to use the Ecosphere when you inherit it. I can feel anger rising inside me. I tighten the nut a little too hard, and the open-end wrench slips out of my hand. Except I don't want that kind of life. And why do you care anyway? You'll let me down again as soon as your leave's up. Ooh. Her pupils get kinda... like, they light up a little when she's mad. Because they're, like, reddish. Interesting. So mind your own business. I see. It had to come out. But I already regret saying that. I can see I've hurt his feelings. Sorry, I got carried away. It's nothing. At the same time, it's not my place to tell you what to do. But I doubt your mother would agree. And there's no other way to leave Norden except by ferry. Why do you think I built an aircraft? Now I understand better. You've left nothing to chance. But I have a problem with the reactors igniting. My electric generator can't create a big enough explosion. I don't think I'm the most qualified to advise you. I just smile at him as I tighten the last nut on the breastplate. Great. The Carbro is as good as new. It wasn't that complicated. Try it to see if everything works properly? I point to a target at the back of the den. A half-burned mannequin lies there, the poor thing having been used as a guinea pig when I invented the Carbro. Come a little closer? Not so close. Look at this flirtation. I'll reconnect your affinity to the flamethrower in your glasses. Phew! Great, it works perfectly. Incredible. You're still so talented. But wait, that just gave me an idea for my reactor. If I connect the reactors to your affinity, they should ignite just like the Carbro's flamethrower. It's worth a try. Our eyes meet as he raises the flame spitter. It feels as if nothing has changed after all this time. Are we down bad? Do we yearn? Do we pine? I don't know, girl. I think it's complicated. Because you were, like, oddly hostile to him for a second, and now you guys are trying to be doki doki. I don't know about all that. We're up good. We can let him work for it? Okay. It's complicated then. For now, our reunion doesn't erase the pain I felt when he left. But our memories and friendship are still there. That's all that matters. Well, it's market day today. I'm going to need some materials to test the thrusters. Will you come with me? Why not? I take some money out of a drawer in my workbench and put it in my satchel. It also contains a few cotton swabs that I always carry with me. Okay. Character quirk, I guess? By the way, Arain. What? Happy birthday. I can't stop smiling at him. Then we leave the den. He's working for it. He said happy birthday. He's putting in slight effort. After skirting the cliff where the den is located, we arrived at Norden's Market Square, where I crashed the aircraft just this morning. This isn't the Yuri I was promised. We haven't met her yet. Be patient. And speaking of the aircraft, I'll go to the ironmongery and buy 2 cables. We'll use them as conductors for the reactors. I think you can plug them into your fire affinity. I bet you'll crash like you did last time. Well, no. If we light them, the engines will propel the aircraft and keep it in the air. Stunning, isn't it? And how far will you go like that? Sailors say that the Dynamo Corporation, frigate will soon be heading for Cosmopolis. Now's my chance. That's right. I've been assigned to secure its president when he comes. His name is Horwin Beckett, isn't it? Horwin is incredible. He's barely our age and already founded a company at the cutting edge of innovation. I can't wait to meet him. Oh, a company president, you say? Tucks my hair behind my ear. I see you. Yeah, I get it. What do you mean by he's amazing? He imitates the enthusiastic tone of voice I just used. Oh, sorry, I have to reread that. What do you mean by he's amazing? Aren't you a little jealous? Absolutely not. And you seem to have forgotten that the League's headquarters is in Cosmopolis. All the Guardians will be looking for you if you ever manage to leave Norden. Many people know my name, but not my face. Lucky for me. I know what you look like. Very funny, Zael. I know full well you'll never report me. I know him so well. Do you, though? He's got a face of somebody who looks like he's going to choose his duty over his loyalty to you. I don't know, I feel like you're a little bit too confident in that one. We arrive at the Norden market and the villagers are out shopping. Besides finding the foodstuffs needed for daily life, Market Day brings the community together once a week. It's the foundation of Norden's social ties, in a nutshell. Different aisles segment the market. Most villagers greet Zael. And he seems to be enjoying the notoriety. A cook suddenly calls for Zael to turn on his oven. He uses his fire affinity to fan the embers. I don't know, he already left once. Yeah, he left once. He might betray us again. Dare we put all of our eggs in that basket? I think not. In Norden, as elsewhere on Excellior, people have organized themselves into communities to survive and help each other. Everyone uses their affinity to serve their neighbor. It's the basis of the social bond. Since I don't have an affinity, I've never really been able to participate. I suddenly bump into my mother. On market days, she runs a stall selling her products. She's the village baker. My mother smiles tenderly at me. She can tell how I feel. At least Zael got you out of hiding. I decided to come. I needed to run an errand. But I didn't think Zael liked being a star so much. We mustn't hold it against him. People are very proud that one of our own is part of the Green League. The prestigious battalion. My mother grows nostalgic. She was in the Green League once, before I was born. But she rarely talks to me about that time. I know that's how she met my dad. Your necklace is a strange color. I don't understand. It did that last night at the workshop, and then it stopped. Your father gave you this half of a pearl long ago. That glow happens when you look at the horizon through the other half to locate your necklace. What? I'm a bit confused by the wording of this, but okay. I don't like it. The other half is supposed to be kept at the memorial. It's rare to see her this bothered. Happy birthday, Rain! I recognize that voice. It's Callista. Thank you so much. Like Zael, we've known each other since we were kids. I'll look into the glow. You can go with Callista. You said you needed Rain's talents, I believe? The store door's stuck. Will you help me? great. You're always complaining about being unable to participate in village life. Now's your chance. Well, alright. How's going to the hardware store anyway? I've got an errand to run. Great, that's good timing then. She's cute when she gets down to it. Seems like she's full of double standards. I like Callista's design. She's cute. Baby. We head for the store. The villagers look at Callista with suspicion, even contempt. She's part of a minority in Excellior's world, the deprived. They all have pale complexions, white hair, and mauve eyes. They are also born without affinities. My father was one of them. Oh, I see. That's why she doesn't have an affinity. And I guess that's why one of her eyes is purple and why she's also got a very pale complexion. Besides, I've got odd eyes. Purple like Dad's and green like Mom's. My mother has an air affinity, but I didn't inherit it. As a result, the locals also look at me differently. They think being born without affinity is a curse that goes back to the dawn of time. What a stupid theory. It's nothing more than a genetic variation. Queen, she's like, my strange eyes will not get me down. We arrive in front of the store. What exactly is the concern? I can't turn the key in the lock. How are you going to manage without me? What do you mean? Are you planning to go somewhere? Not at all. Let's see what's wrong with your door. Callista isn't really convinced. I'm going to have to learn to hold my tongue. The lock's rusty, probably from last night's downpour. A little hammering on it should be enough to unjam it. Little hammer, as opposed to big hammer. It should be better by now. Try opening the door just to see. The door opens. You're a real magician. Can stuff rust that fast? Steampunk world, please understand. They also have like magic and affinities and stuff, so magic rain. A handy woman, anyway. Callista hurriedly grabbed the equipment that was sheltered in the stall, then displays it on the stall in front of the store. You said you had an errand to run. What did you need? I'm pointing to 2 rolls of copper cable. How much do I owe you? Nothing. Just thanks for helping me out. So cute. But not a word to my boss. It should be here already. We start laughing for a moment. Oh, I just remembered it. Someone was looking for you earlier. Really? Who? I don't know her. She's not from here. She was tall, with a long braid and a huge hat. Never seen her. What did you say to her? That you were surely in your den, but nobody knows where it is. Apart from your lover, of course. You didn't tell her that. I don't even know her. You should see your face. I only told her the first sentence. Speaking of Zael, you must be glad he's back in the village, especially on your birthday. It proves everything. You're talking nonsense. I'd better go. I must admit, it's nice to see him again. What? That's it? Bye. She's like, girl, shut up. Leave me alone. How indiscreet she can be sometimes. As I leave the store, I see Isla at the other end of the main aisle. Still playing the star. As I walk toward his direction, my pendant starts to glow again. What's going on? Someone suddenly approaches with a quick step. There she is! Woman. I like girl already. Woman also. A young woman with a long braid and a huge hat? Wouldn't that be the girl Callista just told me about? She's not that tall. Her hat gives that impression. But I must admit, she looks great. Are you the daughter of the famous Conrad Cross by any chance? That's me. She pulls something out of her pocket. It looks like the pearl fragment from my pendant. Both fragments emit the same glow. How is that possible? That looks like you're right. She's suddenly coming at me. The next thing I know, I'm on the ground after receiving a violent blow to the head. I find it hard to open my eyes. As I open them again, I see her leaning toward me to grab my arm. Arain! Damn, another guardian. Leave her alone! My head is spinning. I don't understand what's going on. Not today, my dear. Your talisman is slower than mine. Oh no. Zyle is propelled against a market stall. I can feel her grabbing my arm again. A whistling sound. Then the next instant, a flying wing split the clouds and came straight for us. Oh. Nice. I like this CG too. Off they go. Goodbye. See you later. To take us up in the air. She's got to be strong to hold her rein with one hand. She does seem pretty strong. The kite also must be pretty strong. Maybe she has a wind affinity though. Sorry, air affinity. So she's just making everything lighter. In a flash of lucidity, I have the idea of dropping the rolls of cable I've just bought. You didn't buy them, you were given them, but okay. Before I lost consciousness. Provided Zyle understands. Zyle! Zyle, wake up! I didn't see that coming. Where's Arain? The mysterious woman abducted her. Some kind of glider swooped down from the clouds and threw her a rope. They flew to a ship with black sails and a black flag. Pirates. Oh, damn! I can't believe it! Arain was complaining that her pendant was giving off a glow. Surely that has something to do with it. I saw the pirate brandishing some marble that glowed the same color as Arain's necklace. There's only one thing in the world capable of emitting a similar glow. These pirates are trying to find the Ecosphere, I'm sure. What makes you say that? Arain's necklace contains a fragment of a pearl once given to her by her father. The other part set in his pocket watch. This fragment was kept at the memorial, recently opened to the public. That pirate must have stolen it. Putting the pearl's two parts together makes it possible to locate where the Ecosphere has been hidden. The sunken laboratory. The Green League was to recover the orb to bequeath it to Arain for her civic service. We absolutely must stop these pirates from getting their hands on it. Stockholm Syndrome. Not a real thing, by the way. But yeah, maybe we will be hot for Kidnapper. But how? The ship is already offshore, and by the time reinforcements from the League arrive... Look, Irene dropped this. She came to the store to buy the rolls of copper cable. It is to me. It's not. No. The experiment was founded on a bunch of BS, but we're not having that discussion today. She told me all about it. All we have to do is plug them into my fire affinity to start the reactors of her flying machine. Do you feel up to piloting her machine? I've got to make it. I'm the only one with a talisman to fight pirates. I'll help you get this machine started. You know where her workshop is, don't you? In the meantime, Callista, you light the alarm fire. Good idea. I'm going to need reinforcements. All right. Let's get busy. Plane noise. I woke up aboard a ship with black sails. It won't be long before the sun sets, so I guess you've been sailing all day. The crew hasn't spoken to me since I woke up. The captain just took the pearl fragment off my necklace without explanation. What do they want from me? As I lean against the railing to look at the horizon, I catch sight of a rowboat tied alongside the ship. It's equipped with a motor. Interesting. The pirates on deck are busy sailing the ship and aren't watching me. They probably don't think I'm a danger, since I have no affinity. And the captain is on the upper deck, holding her ear as if chatting through a radio. I can't hear what she's saying, but she's not watching me either as a result. Perfect. Did you manage to kidnap the girl? Let's say I did what you wanted. She's aboard the Black Rose. What about the pearl fragment in her possession? I've put the two parts together. They indicate a position right in the middle of the North Sea. What's next for the festivities? This must be where the Master Engineer's secret laboratory is. Keep heading in this direction. You'll come across a marine beacon, lost in the ocean. This is where the signal is coming from. When your ship is close by, the safety system will start up. I guess that's where the girl comes in. The security system will just make sure she's the custodian of Conrad Cross's genetic code. The sunken laboratory will then rise to the surface. You are well informed. Tell me. Let's say I have access to confidential information. For something secret and hidden, a lot of people seem to know where it is. I mean, the sponsor seems to be the main person who knows where it is. She doesn't. She's just following orders currently. But that doesn't concern you in the least. Just do what I want, and you'll get the agreed reward. At least it's clear. The Ecosphere is supposed to be located in a large room behind a bay window, visible from the outside. This is the engine room. Wonderful. I'll get back to you afterward to let me know where I should join you with the Ecosphere and the precious damsel. Whoever tries to escape from my ship. What are you waiting for? Catch her, pirates! Damn, she saw me. But I managed to untie the rope that kept the rowboat attached. It's okay. The boat's in the water. I immediately rushed to the railing to jump off. But suddenly, I feel someone grab me by the back of the neck and throw me violently to the other end of the ship. Did you think you could fool us? The crew on deck is surrounding me. Trapped. Dynamic choices. The action phases offer choices in the form of QTE, with action buttons appearing randomly on the screen, slightly transparent. Hover them with your cursor to discover the possible actions. Oh god. You'll have just a few seconds to make your choice. Victory will depend on your decisions, influencing the rest of the scenario. One last word of advice, analyze your environment before you act. I don't have time! That's pee-pee poo-poo butt. Okay, fine. So, this is the Master Engineer's daughter? Not so impressive. What's the matter with you? And what do you want from me? Rock, 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 rock. I didn't read the text. Hold on. How do I pull up the history tab? Is there no... Game menu, skip dialogue, toggle dialogue, skip. Oh. Well, I guess if I roll up, I can find it, maybe. Oh, history. There we go. 3 stone cannonballs near the cannons begin to levitate beside him. He's probably Earth Affinity. Okay. Got it. That's what I was missing. What affinity are you? I don't have any. Stock laughter. That's crazy. The one laugh is really good. The whole crew starts laughing, except for the captain. She watches the scene, arms crossed from the upper deck. Shame and anger begin to overcome me. To think it's my fault for being born without affinity? I've got other tricks up my sleeve. They think I'm so harmless that they didn't think to search me while I was unconscious. What am I supposed to be looking for? I get it. It's warning me there's a dynamic choice, but where? Semi-transparent buttons. Where are you? Pss, 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 pss. That big oaf is in for a nasty surprise. Is he? I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. Where is the thing? Yo, Hanaki, watch out! Yeah, I don't know what the frick's happening. This is not very clear. Oh god. That was a dodge, I guess. Sick. Checking history again because I keep clicking before I'm supposed to. All of a sudden, one of the cannonballs comes flying at me. I narrowly manage to avoid the rock and slip my hand into my satchel to grab one of my inventions. But what? Here. I'm pulling out my invention. A pepper bomb. Take that! The whole crew is in shock, and I'm rushing to jump overboard. I must get back to the longboat at all costs. And the other brute writhes in pain on the floor. Well done. Not so much fun now. Not bad for someone who has no affinity. I managed to squeeze through the pirates, stunned by the pepper spray. I'm almost there. But the next moment I find myself propelled backward by a gust of wind. As dear Alphonse rightly asked, did you think you could fool us? Shit. Since she was on the upper deck, she wasn't stunned by the bomb. The other pirates are suddenly very aggressive. Come on. I remind you that we need Miss Cross safe and sound. The crew immediately calms down, and I could even hear some members saying how impressive I was. Besides, spoiling her pretty face would be a shame. Great. And on top of that, she's hitting on me. Shall we put her in the dungeons, princess? Princess? What an idea! Take her to my quarters instead. She's our guest, not a common prisoner. Take this opportunity to take poor Alphonse to the infirmary. Is this her? Yes. This is the woman. Yes, Captain. Whee! Woman! The pirates took me to the room below the ship's upper deck. And they locked the door, of course. I'm obviously in the captain's cabin. The room is surprisingly simple. I'd have thought a pirate's room would be filled with treasure. I'm alone. It's my chance to learn more about this pirate. And incidentally, looking for a way to escape, I've seen other motorboats. Okay, library, painting, desk, globe. No globe. Nothing else? Okay. Paint. Kind of strange there's an outside lock on the captain's room. It'd be like that. Maybe it's like a two-way lock, and only the captain has a key. It's a beautiful painting. It depicts a ship in the middle of a storm and is entitled the Azure Hurricane. I know its legend. It's a dragon-scale ship that belonged to a pirate king some years ago. The captain was called Princess earlier. Could she be the daughter of this king of pirates? She's the daughter of the One Piece! The captain's actually a werewolf. The lock on the outside is so they can keep her in on a full moon. That's crazy. It's quite the thought pattern to have. Oh, it was the window that was going crazy. Okay, let's do library then. This library is full to bursting. Reading must be the captain's hobby when she's in her room. Pirate biographies, tales and legends from the world of Excelsior, and even philosophy? I thought she looked less boorish than the other pirates on the crew. Or I thought she looked less boorish. It's a bit rude to say about the other pirates, but she doesn't have to be nice, I guess. They did kidnap her. To the window! To the wall! You know how the rest of that song goes. Anyways. I approached the window. It seems locked. But the locking system doesn't seem solid. What if I tried to pry it open with a tool? No, I'm exploring still. I haven't finished exploring stuff. We'll get there shortly. Disc. A large map of the Excelsior world sits on the desk, with a cross drawn over the position of the village of Norden. Notes scribbled on papers accompany the map. The paper states that the captain stole a watch from the Master Engineer's memorial. This watch contained the other half of my pearl on my pendant. That's how she found me. One part leads to the other. Dad gave it to me years ago. He said that as long as the light through my pearl shines, he'll find me. I guess it was someone else who found me. Dang. Numerous crosses have been affixed to this globe. They look like treasure locations. If my hypothesis is correct, this crew has explored a good part of the Excelsior world. Impressive. World explorers. They do be exploring. Okay, I don't think there's anything else. I'm like hovering. Yeah, I got nothing. Back, here we go. Time to go. I managed to open it. But suddenly I hear a key turning in the cabin lock. I'd abstain if I were you. Although I would have looked for a way to escape too. But you'll be safe here. I apologize for the behavior of my crew. I recognize that pirates are sometimes a bit abrupt. Although I admit, you were impressive against Alphonse. I was managing just fine until you stepped in. At the same time, it would have been most regrettable if you had managed to slip away. What a tart. Best insult. Shut up, you tart. There's a question that's been nagging at me. What? Did you really think you could escape us on the open sea? Let me think for a second. The answer is yes. At least you don't lack daring. But all I had to do was tack and catch up with you. You only had a simple rowboat at your disposal. Except it's motorized and your ship isn't. It's sail-powered. By the time you turned around, I'd have gone far enough. Besides, you would have been going against the wind. So yes, I would have managed to escape. The captain is surprised by my answer. It seems she's not used to people standing up to her. Well, good thing you didn't get your way. Of course. While we're on the subject of questions, one has been on my mind ever since I got on this boat. Why did you kidnap me? Captain, are you alright? Yes, our guest is just slightly upset. No kidding. I'll give you the straight answer. A sponsor hired me to track down the Ecosphere. I need you to open the access to the laboratory where the orb has been hidden. Great. To avoid any altercation with your fellow Norden citizens, let's just say I didn't have time to ask your opinion. I guess you have a non-violent reputation to uphold. You're Layli Sterner, aren't you? My reputation certainly precedes me, but non-violent is an exaggeration. Let's just say that I make it a point of honor not to kill anyone. We need you to get to the orb so we can ponder it. We will see. I wonder if we will be able to actually see the eponymous Ecosphere. Anyway, you're very perceptive. I've heard fishermen talk about you. Female captains aren't a dime a dozen. Is it true you have two affinities? She holds out her hands to me, wide open, palms down. Her two affinities are clearly visible, one of air and the other of water. That's unusual. I always thought it was fishermen's gossip. So she can master both air and water. That's good to know, in case things get tough. Come on! I'm Layli Sterner, the pirate princess. Yeah, I'd have thought it was cool if you hadn't kidnapped me. Besides, what will you do with me after you steal the Ecosphere? Sell me into slavery or throw me to the sharks? The little M. Cute. She starts laughing. Now that's just fisherman's gossip. When it's all over, we'll let you go home. I see. I hesitate to ask her to drop me off anywhere but Norden. You sound disappointed, unless you'd rather be thrown to the sharks. It's not that. It's just that I've always wanted to leave the village of Norden, and now I don't know anymore. If you don't know, I know even less. Are you always such a pain, or is this special treatment? And you've got character. I like that. Why were you planning to leave Norden? It's none of her business. And you, why are you so nice to me? For a kidnapper, I mean. I take note of the way you ignore my questions. But just so you know, you remind me of a girl I loved very much. Once. Once again, it would be a shame to ruin your pretty face. In character, remain cautious. But YURI. I mean, we desire the Yuri. I desire the Yuri. Best not to make trouble. She said she wanted the Ecosphere back, but I need to find out what her sponsor plans to do with it. Someone you cared about. Your previous conquest? Let's just say it was with her that I got my start in piracy. Like you, she had no affinity. Captain, we found something. It's about time. But before you go, I've got a little present for you. She sits on the edge of the desk and invites me to join her. Yeah, women. Being the kind of person that I am, the fact that she looks like that while holding up a pocket watch is going to cause me to have brain rot. But I'm not going to think about it. Anyway, women, they're very pretty. They look good next to each other. I vibe. This object belongs to you, I believe. Laylee hands me something that looks like a watch. It's a pocket watch. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. When I opened the lid, I discovered a family photo with my parents when I was still a child. Aww. Little extra details being shown in like the comic panels is cute. Her tearing up when she sees the photo though, baby. Rough. I can't hold back my tears. It's been years since I've seen this photo. It was just before my father disappeared. Now, if you'll take the trouble to follow me, Miss Cross. I don't dare thank her. My feelings are too mixed. She still kidnapped me. But at the same time, nothing forced her to give me back my father's watch. Especially since she promised to let me go. By the way, my first name is Arain. Nice to meet you. We get up from the desk, and I follow her lead toward the Black Rose Bridge. Women. I know, right? Women, for real. The sun has risen. The Black Rose has dropped anchor, and the whole crew is on deck. On the left of the ship is a copper beacon. Laylee leans over the edge of the railing to get a clearer view. An emerald green light begins to shine from the beacon. Then a hologram appears at the crew's level. It is shaped like a disc with a handprint. A synthetic voice begins to speak. Laboratory security system, sunk. Please place your right hand to authenticate your identity. This must be the device the sponsor was talking about. If you don't mind, Arain. I extend my right arm towards the disc. Sensors make my hand tingle. Master Engineer's genetic code identified. Identity confirmed. Welcome, Arain Cross. The hologram suddenly disappears, and the beacon plunges into the ocean's depths. Then, nothing. It's dead calm.
Is that all, Captain?
Wait, the sponsor had assured me that the Ecosphere is here. Something is going to happen. But nothing's happening. It's hopelessly quiet.
You promised us tons of gold and crystals if we found the Ecosphere.
The other pirates agree with their colleague and are beginning to doubt their captain.
We should throw her overboard! That's a bit of a fast judgment.
You rats! I dare you to try! While the pirates are bickering, I lean over the railing and suddenly see a vortex forming in the ocean.
Guys, you might want to see this.
There's no need to get upset. Something's moving underwater. It's as if the sea began to bubble under the hull of the Black Rose. For an instant, a bolt of lightning burst from the depths of the sea. The next moment, a huge ship emerges from the water. I recognize it. This is the workshop where my father perfected his inventions. The laboratory. Like my den, but bigger. Much bigger. The whole crew is speechless. You see? You dared to doubt your captain. I'm sure you had your doubts too. It doesn't matter. Pirates, approach the laboratory. We're going ashore. Alphonse, you will accompany Arain and me. The rest of you will guard the ship in my absence. If an intruder shows up, you know what to do. Aye, Captain. Inside the laboratory, we take a long walkway. The humidity and the algae stuck to the walls create a rather gloomy atmosphere. Mutiny over already. They were like, point proven. She was right the entire time, actually. It's amazing to walk through my father's den. Surely he had to use the same walkway to return to the room we're heading for. But enough nostalgia. I have some important questions to clear up. May I ask why you agreed to steal the Ecosphere on behalf of your sponsor? You may have noticed a painting in my cabin. Yes, a ship in the middle of a storm. This is the Azure Hurricane, the ship of the King of Pirates. And what's more, my father. Have you ever heard of it? I heard fishermen talking about it once. It's a vessel made of dragon scales. Wasn't it sunk off the west coast a few years ago? Yes, and he went down with its captain. I feel that Laylee is upset and sad simultaneously. Well, yeah, because those mean the same thing. I think the intention was supposed to be upset and proud, considering she's got the, like, kind of smiley, almost blushy face. But I am both upset and sad. I'm both. We call it double sadness in the business. I must learn to think before speaking. But to answer your question, the man who hired me promised that he would locate the wreck. And more than that, he could get her afloat again. No, it's Big Sag. Oh, sorry, you're right, my mistake. Sorry, you're right. Big Sag. They both got father issues, a great icebreaker. What is it with Yuri routes and daddy issues? Anyway. In exchange for the Ecosphere. I see. Who is this man? I didn't see his face. He was wearing a hoodie when he came to meet me. But in my opinion, it's someone pretty high up. It's agreed that we join him and the orb in Global City. Or rather, what's left of it. Hearing those words makes my blood run cold. Wait a second. This is where my father locked up the Genius program. If your sponsor asked you to bring him the orb, it must mean that he intends to use it to break the seal. It doesn't matter. I don't care if the Genius program is released. All I care about is my precious reward. Rage suddenly overtakes me. I slam her violently against the copper railing. My father gave his life to lock that thing up. There's no way I'm letting you. Alphonse approaches to separate us. The pirate princess gestures to him not to intervene further. Kabedon. Pinning her up against a railing. Oh, but you seem to be getting involved suddenly. Up until now, you seemed fine with me stealing that orb. Am I wrong? That remark unsettles me. Somehow it's true that I was secretly hoping the Ecosphere would disappear. If the pirates stole the orb, it would free me from my heritage, and I wouldn't have to join the Green League. But simultaneously, I can't ignore the consequences that would entail. Not to mention the sponsor's murky intentions. All this doesn't tell me anything worthwhile. A familiar sound suddenly draws me out of my reflection. I know those engines. They're the ones I added to my prototype aircraft. How is that possible? Captain, looks like we've got company. It would seem so indeed. We must be quick. Zyle? Yeah, probably. Alphonse pushes me to force me forward. What a thick brute. We walk along the gangway until we arrive in a huge room. Its atmosphere is less gloomy than the previous corridor thanks to the light that came through the bay window. We're obviously in that engine room the sponsor mentioned. A copper orb sits below the footbridge. And here is the Ecosphere, the most powerful of talismans. The orb is exactly as I remember it. The last thing my father invented. Laylee's going to try to take it over any minute. I've got to find a solution. A cannon shot suddenly rang out. The crew has a problem. Let's take the loot and get out of here. They look for a moment toward the bay window. Oh, crap. We can't see what's happening outside from where we are. The heavy atmosphere is broken by the roar of an engine. Oh shit. He crashed that thing. The next moment, a flying object comes through the window and crashes into the onboard computer. It's Zyle aboard my aircraft? I'll ask myself questions later. The two pirates are in shock. It's now or never. I leaped up to catch the orb on its pedestal. This is another nice looking CG. I'm impressed by the amount of, like, CGs that are already in this game for a demo. They look good. Also, Zyle looks way better in this art style. I feel like his hairstyle makes more sense this way, but it also does make him look more like Jimmy Neutron. I can't get that out of my head. He's kind of a dork. We could escape with the aircraft, as long as it's not out of service. Ooh! Sorry, new version with woman. Dang, I love women. She's so pretty. Literally every time she's drawn, I'm just like, yes, ma'am. Anything you say, ma'am. I love you, ma'am. But Laylee leaped in turn, drawing her talisman. She stops me in my tracks with a powerful burst of air. What a bummer! I have no weapon with which to fight back. As the pirate princess bends over to retrieve her precious loot, Zyle extricates himself from the wreckage of the machine. But this, for example. The guardian I sent into the scenery just yesterday. Zyle, are you okay? More fear than harm. Thanks to the cables you dropped, your mother and I managed to lift your machine off the ground. I'm both moved and relieved that Zyle is here. But she took the orb. I'll take care of it. Would you look at that? It's more like we're going to care for you. Oh shit, not him. Zyle immediately activates the Carbaro's battle mode. The flamethrower propels the huge pirate through the air. Ugh, impressive. You bet I did. He rang it up real bad. Mistranslation, maybe? I think the base game is French, so I think this might just be a weird localization choice. I don't know what that means. Anyways. But you're wasting your time. The orb is now mine. The mechanisms of the Ecosphere are being set in motion. A synthetic voice, as cold as it is gentle, speaks. Correction. This orb is not yours. This is the voice of the security system when the laboratory was brought to the surface earlier. The Ecosphere throws an electric jolt at the pirate princess. Twisting in pain, she drew her pistol. She fires a burst of air at the orb, which it dodges by doing a barrel roll in the air. Dang, this thing's got moves. What the hell? You are talking to the intelligent interface built into the Ecosphere. My mission is to assist the owner. So, who are you? She's a pirate and she's come to kidnap you. The orb turns around. It stares at me through its sensors, a green horizontal beam running from head to toe. Identification complete. You are Lady Arain, the same look as your father.
Did you know her father?
Necessarily, Conrad Cross was my creator. I am to assist Lady Arain and teach her how to use my features.
Stop calling me Lady Arain. Arain will be fine.
Integrated data. According to your father's last wishes, you must join the Green League to begin your apprenticeship. Suggestion. Join Norden to make contact with the League.
I've got something to say about it.
Who do you think you are, robot? As if I'd let you get away with that.
In the middle of battle, you care more about being called Lady Arain? Well, they're technically not battling right now. Laylee got, hecked over for a sec.
I'm not a robot, but an intelligent interface. We don't care. You're all going to follow me nicely. We're going back aboard the Black Rose. At the same time, pirates piloting flying wings sneak through the hole in the bay window and land on the floor. There are about 10 of them.
Captain, the Guardian has trashed the ship with his fire-breathing helmet. Her gun kind of looks like a Valorant skin gun. It kind of does. It definitely looks like something you'd pull in a loot box.
Don't tell me it sank.
No, Captain, but a fire has broken out on board. The Water Affinity pirates are putting it out.
Laylee glares at Zael.
Tear him to pieces. You don't mess with my beloved Black Rose with impunity. Did you hear the captain? Attack!
The pirates are heading our way. Suggestion. The laboratory is equipped with escape pods. We should evacuate urgently.
I approve the suggestion.
But Zael suddenly activates the Carburo.
What the hell are you doing? We can't lose them. I'll hold them back. You run away in the meantime.
Critical analysis. 10 to 1, you'll probably get slaughtered. Their intentions are most hostile.
The robot, especially, protects Arain.
I've already stressed that I'm not a robot, but an intelligent interface. Protecting Arain Cross is one of my main responsibilities.
I hope you're as strong as you are talkative. No, wait!
He dashes forward at full speed, and in one leap places a kick in the face of one of the pirates. The latter is unstuck from his flying wing. While still in the air, Zael activates his affinity, and a beam melts onto a second pirate. When his feet touched the ground, he received a violent punch to the head. Alphonse had joined the hostilities. Zael is completely stunned. He tries to retaliate with Carburo's flame spit, but no flame comes out. Alphonse's punch has damaged him. The whole group starts laughing.
You're bringing less already.
All the pirates then beat him up under Laylee's totally indifferent gaze.
Hey, weren't you supposed to be non-violent?
I've already told you not to exaggerate my reputation.
Certainly not when my ship is being attacked.
Sile, you didn't last at all. 2 out of 10 is not bad. That's like 1/5. He's doing his best. R.I.P. our boy. R.I.P. to a real one. He's doing the best he can.
He only gets what he deserves. I'm so furious, I'm speechless. A light breeze suddenly intrudes into the room through what was left of the bay window. Ecosphere sensors detect airflow. Notify. By activating my battle protocols, you could use this wind against your opponents. Another option. We can run away, like your friend recommended. Never. Activate those protocols you're talking about.
Oh shit, a sword. Battle mode sword.
The flaps on the Ecosphere's poles open. A telescopic handle and blade deploy simultaneously.
I don't know how to use a sword.
Integrated data. Activate the combat assistance module. I'll show you the best options for victory.
Okay.
The light breeze then concentrates around me, picking up speed. Instead of bullying me, the wind seems to obey me. My arm began to move awkwardly, guided by the orb's movements.
Assist mode, that's cheating. Well, she's a noob. Let her have this. Now she's decided to fight.
The big oaf's giggles quickly fade as he sees the wind gaining power around me. The other pirates are starting to panic. Don't provoke her, you fool! Take cover, all of you! As I point the Ecosphere blade at them, a violent storm takes shape and prepares to break. Laylee throws herself to the ground to avoid the gust. Alphonse is literally propelled. Some pirates slam into the ceiling, while others are blown out of the bay window and into the water.
This seems so fanficky. It does kind of have that, like, fanfic twinge to it. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Alphonse was yeeted. Goodbye, Alphonse.
As for Zael, he was spared. I approach him to see his condition. The Carbro is in pieces. Your friend is wounded, but safe. His armor has obviously protected him from harm. What a relief. It's a good thing I revised his armor yesterday, even if it still needs a few adjustments.
And what about his pride? He's unconscious. He doesn't have pride right now.
As I help Zael lean against the wreckage of the glider, I hear applause. Amazing. The Annals don't exaggerate about this machine. I've got a good feeling I will have to neutralize you personally.
I don't think so. Come and see.
But I feel exhausted suddenly, like I've just run a long distance. What's happening to me? When my battle protocols are activated, I tap directly into your energy to control nature. Affinities work on the same principle with your fellow creatures. Your body has difficulty with this process since you were born without the mark. That's clever. The pirate princess draws her sword. Her water affinity begins to sparkle. Alert! This talisman is called the Dragon's Fang. According to legend, it was forged from the canine tooth of Ondine, the primordial dragon of water. That's why it probably surpasses my abilities when mastering this element. Suggestion: analyze the situation before retaliating.
Girls, save this wrestling for the bed. Girls, please, you don't have to sword fight. There's other things you could do, like wrestling.
A wave as big as the laboratory rushes into the engine room.
Cool water effect.
Fight!
Ooh. Sword fighting lesbians in the water. Let's go! They look gorgeous, by the way. It looks so good, by the way. Rain looks so scared. I mean, she's got super low energy. She can barely keep up. Oh, it looks like there's gonna be some dynamic choices coming up, too. Oh, boy.
Thanks to the Ecosphere's combat assistance, I managed to parry her assault. But not without difficulty. It's as if the ocean itself obeys her sword. Are you afraid, Miss Cross? I've got to find a way to turn this around quickly. I try to strike my opponent with a swashbuckling move. But Laylee parries it without difficulty. I can't push it away! Notification. Your opponent has more combat experience than you. Victory by frontal attack is improbable. Even the robot knows I'm stronger than you. Let's get it over with.
I guess I chose the wrong option. It kind of sucks that the QTE doesn't really give you a hint of what you're choosing. It's just like, you can click this or you can click this. Good luck guessing. You'll see what it is after you click.
The wave controlled by Laylee is breaking over me.
I think both were the wrong options. Yeah, I guess. But there was no other options, so scripted loss.
I'm slamming against the wall at the end of my rope. Xyle catches me before I hit the ground. The Ecosphere's blade and handle retract to its original shape. You fought bravely, but were defeated quickly. I can see that Xyle is at the end of his tether too. He's in no condition to take over. The outcome of the fight seems sealed. But drums can be heard outside the laboratory. A pirate remaining aboard the Black Rose calls for help from his captain.
Captain! A blimp in sight!
What, again?
I recognize those drums. That's the Green League flagship, the Disruptive.
The pirate princess approaches the bay window while pointing her talisman at us.
If only a hot AF dude could save us. Save me, hot man! There's like 2 other love interests in this game. Or 3, I think, actually. There's other love interests. I know they exist. Bring them here.
I can barely stand up. A huge blimp appears in the sky, its brown balloon adorned with a tree leaf, the symbol of the Green League. Damn, they must have made the connection with the pro fragment I stole from the memorial and the fact that I kidnapped a Rain.
I'd even say we did the right thing by turning on Norden's warning light to warn them.
That's why I hate Guardians so much. The fighting between the 2 crews rages on.
You'd better turn yourself in. And with any luck, I might even get a promotion for helping to capture you.
He never loses his bearings, that one. The Disruptive, you say? Why would the Green League's Commander-in-Chief come in person to deal with this matter?
What do I know? I'm not an officer. You'll have to ask him when we put the irons on your wrists.
I'm sorry, but it won't happen. I doubt your boss would dare attack me if I held the precious damsel hostage. She represents a certain value in the eyes of the Green League. The proof? Your commander made the trip in person. I can see Xyle going pale. She's obviously hit the nail on the head. She reaches out to grab me. Xyle tries to intervene. Let it go, dear. You're out of the fight. The sunken laboratory suddenly begins to shake all over. Alert! Unidentified objects approaching. Numerous roots burst into the engine room. They wrap themselves around Laylee and tackle her to the floor.
Oh, we've got a plant man?
She struggles fiercely without success.
I know these roots. They come from the commander's talisman. Oh, hello.
Identity confirmed. Welcome, Gareth Rizal, Supreme Officer of the Green League.
As sharp as ever, Ecosphere. It's been a while since my last visit.
So that's the head of the Green League. Has he been here before? Let me go! A whole troop of guardians with uniforms close to Zyle's follow him into the engine room. My idea of hiding you here has finally fallen through. But the important thing is that you and your master's daughter are reunited.
I wanted a hot dude, not an old geezer. Hey, he's not that bad looking. Definitely too old for our protagonist, though.
Zyle Collins, reporting for duty, sir. Well, if it isn't young Zyle. Those pirates obviously gave you a hard time. He then makes his report, describing to the Supreme Officer the events that had brought him this far and what he had faced. Rizal also asked me a few questions, and I mentioned the existence of the sponsor who hired Laylee. I suspected something was up since the pirates broke into the memorial. So we set off in search of them until we received Norden's distress signal. I was hoping never to meet you.
Normally the option is displayed when the cursor hovers over the button. In stream, the computer probably consumes too many resources to display the option correctly, so we're going to rework the QTE. Oh, okay, that makes sense. No big deal. I don't see it until I click. So I guess I just kind of get to play a guessing game when I'm streaming it. But that's fine.
It's good that the bugs are being caught at the very least, and that they'll be worked on. Here's Laylee Sterner, a pirate princess in her spare time. Someone here will be happy to take on your case. Oh dear, that old owl again. Did you really think you could get away with Did you really think you could get away with that after what you did at Memorial, you vermin?
He's got Riz all. True.
Besides, perhaps I should eliminate you immediately to prevent you from becoming a threat in the future. It would be unfortunate if your entire brotherhood were to unite again under a single banner. Rizal draws his blade and points it at Laylee's throat. I guess that'll just be one more pirate on your hit list. He's not going to.
Do I directly intervene? No, my girlfriend. Or do I just be like, there's no way? Think. Can I save? I forgot to check before if I can save during choices. That's so epic. I have to care about this stuff because I am traumatized by the fact Bustafellows does not let me save when I make choices. Yay! I love being able to save when I make choices! Yay! Yay! This one's hard to justify intervening. True. I'll go with observing then.
Rizal seems to hesitate. Notify. There was never anything hostile about Laylee Sterner's intentions. She did everything she could to hurt, not kill, Lady Arain, as well as her friend. She's had plenty of opportunities.
Just Arain, I already told you. Are you kidding? She didn't hesitate to unleash her henchmen on me. She wanted to kill me.
And put an end to my prestigious reputation? Mostly I wanted to give you a good thrashing. I would have ordered my men to stop before the fatal blow. I promised myself that neither my crew nor I would take any life, except one. And it's certainly not yours. Who are you talking about? From the filthy dog who murdered my father and sank his ship to usurp the title of King of Pirates. Interesting. In the end, I may find you useful, as the current King of Pirates is causing us quite a bit of trouble. And I suppose you haven't done your civic service? No. In that case, your life will be spared. For the moment. I'm going to submit a proposal to the Cosmopolis Council of Elders that you be spared to join the Green League for the duration of your civic service. What better punishment than to place yourself in the service of your worst enemy? Don't you dare do that! But your ship will be sunk, to serve as an example. Talk about a deal. If I comply with your terms, I demand that my crew be released. We'll discuss it with the council. We'll also be questioning you to unmask this notorious sponsor who wanted to make the orb his own. Guardians, put this pirate in irons and pass on the order to spare the survivors. We return to the disruptive. One of the Guardians takes a pair of handcuffs from his pouch and tightens them around Laylee's wrists, while another pulls the dragon's fang from the ice. Then we return to the Green League flagship. Off we go. Gold D. Roger, the king of the pirates. She's after the One Piece. Her route is just finding the One Piece, probably. No sooner have we boarded the disruptive that Zyle approaches Rizal to try to negotiate his famous promotion. He wastes no time. But it does have the merit of attracting the attention of the Guardians escorting Laylee. Taking advantage of their inattention, I approach the pirate princess discreetly. At least we risk doing our civic service together. Leave me alone. All I remember is that I will lose my ship and my freedom. A captain in civic service is always better than a dead captain, don't you think? Plus, you can always find your real ship when you get out. It's true. The wreck of the Azure Hurricane will always be where it is. You've got a knack for lifting spirits. How is that enough to cure you? Okay. Does that mean Xylo is made of rubber? No, because he's not Luffy. Xylo does not want to become king of the pirates. Whoever usurped the previous king is Luffy. I guess. Luffy, but evil. That was a quick turn of attitudes. There are quite a few of those in this game. I'm guessing they have to speed some emotional moments along for the sake of the demo, but there's definitely points where it's like, I'm so pissed off and upset and sad, and then a character says one line and the other character is like, suddenly I'm calm again. Everything's fine, actually. There's a Pirate King in Pirates of the Caribbean too, not just One Piece. Well, there are a bunch of weebs in my audience, so unfortunately they are only going to make the One Piece references. It's only anime here. Maybe very occasionally some other stuff. Mostly anime. I answer her with a smile, happy that my words have consoled her a little. We arrive at the end of the corridor, where an impressive guardian is waiting in the doorway. Oh, you're one of the guys in the title, on the title screen. Are you a guy? Are you a guy man? Are you a guy man? Whoa. There's when him. We've already put your fellow creatures in the dungeons, and you're going to join them. I'm in charge of escorting you to your cell. Damn pirate. The umpteenth guardian, as rude as it is unbearable. How original. You won't be so smart when your ship, or what's left of it, explodes into a million pieces. As for you, you must be the daughter of the Master Engineer. You're about to discover what happens to people born without affinities in the Green League. What a creep. More toxic, you die. Don't know what this means? Love it.
Good insult. 10 out of 10. Adding this to my lexicon.
Notify. Your role is to escort Laylee Sterner. I'm not sure Gareth Rizal approves of your conduct. Especially as your comments are not the most necessary. For once, I agree with the robot.
Notify validated.
Suddenly, Rizal's voice can be heard at the other end of the corridor. He's getting impatient.
We'll have a chance to talk about it again once we get to Cosmopolis.
He pulls Laylee towards the staircase leading to the dungeons. She looks through the porthole at this Emity ship of which she had been captain. For the last time.
This AI sounds way too human and talkative. I love it, though.
I can see she's on the verge of tears, but holds them back despite everything to keep her head held high.
Me when I'm looking at a ship burst into flame. Oh, cool. Ship.
Crazy.
Makes a cool backdrop. Cool people don't look at explosions, they look off to the side. The wisps of her hair are kind of interesting. A lot of these are not like attached to her head. They're just kind of like, whew. Is that to imply that it's like pieces of hair that are blowing off of her? Huh. Anyway. Poor girl, losing the ship is like the worst thing for a pirate. Yeah, they blew it up as an example too, and they're gonna force her to work for them. Definitely not very ideal for a pirate captain.
As for me, I'm heading to the outer deck to watch the show. That is, if you can call it that. The Black Rose is completely on fire. The Ecosphere gravitates to my side. Are you going to stick with me like this all the time from now on? I received orders to assist and protect you in every way from the moment we're reunited. This is the ultimate mission entrusted to me by my designer. I don't know what to say. Even after all these years, it will remain loyal to what my father asked of him. Suddenly, the cannon shots ring out. The shots pulverize the Black Rose. I'm watching the ship descend into the abyss. Probably because I love inventing and building machines that I always get attached to. I understand how Laylee must feel. Yeah, kinda, I guess. I can understand the relation, maybe. R.I.P. Black Rose. 07 to a real one. The feeling of losing a simple object, yet one that is as valuable to us as a loved one. Then the disruptive leaves the scene and heads for Norden. A night passes, and the Guardians have kept me on board to rest.
Isn't the aircraft on the ship? No. We moved on to the Green League's, like, big airship. The aircraft that you're talking about, the one that she made, crashed and was no longer usable. When they left the sunken laboratory, they were climbing onto the Green League's ship, so they were on a completely different ship. But it did blow up her aircraft. Not that it matters, she's kind of stuck with them. Going back to Norden. And I guess we'll figure out what's gonna happen to her from there.
A night passes, and the Guardians have kept me on board to rest. The disruptive is hovering over Norden. I was told yesterday that a doctor would be coming to check on me. I hate doctors. I decide to slip away and return to the den, feeling a great need to tinker with something to help me think. Now that I've inherited the Ecosphere, I'm going to be taken along willy-nilly by the Green League. And no more aircraft to escape. Hey, do you have a protocol that lets you fly? Searching database. The propulsion protocol allows me to use my reactors to cushion a fall.
That'll do.
I hear someone approaching. I jump off the blimp and break my fall using the powers of the Ecosphere.
A rain? Heart. It can only be in one place. Part? I think it means missing? Gone? Gone? She can only be in one place. Aren't they over water? And she still broke her fall. Also, no. They confirmed in they confirmed 3 lines ago that they were above Norden. So she probably jumped, landed in the middle of the city with her broken fall by the Ecosphere, and then ran to the den.
Upon entering the den, the Ecosphere probes it from both sides using its sensors. Materials and inventions of all kinds detected. Are we in your lab?
Lab? That's a big word.
Let's say my den. That's what I call it. The orb notices the prototype on the workbench where I was working before I was kidnapped by the pirates. Critical analysis. This device appears to be a surrogate affinity aimed at replicating some of my properties. It's properly designed, but electricity isn't the right power source. My system only works if it's synchronized to your own energy.
At least I tried.
Speaking of your system, it must be filthy with all that time you spent idle in the sunken laboratory.
You let me see?
Understood. Temporary deactivation of all activity.
Plops on the desk. Cute.
I activate a dictaphone on the workbench to record the operation. The Ecosphere's diode goes out, and its shell opens to reveal its inner workings. It's an amazingly complex system, and... yuck, it's effectively clogged with soot and dust. 4 jewels are part of this mechanism, 1 for each natural element. I remove a clean cloth from a drawer and gently clean them. At the same time, I'm thinking about escaping the Green League. No matter how often I turn the question around, no good solution comes to mind. I finished greasing the gears with my oil crevette.
Cruet? Yeah, cruet. Sorry, I can't read.
I hear someone entering the den. I'm sure it's Zyle. Actually, it's... Rizal?
You left the disruptive, contrary to what I asked you to do.
He's certainly used to being obeyed at the drop of a hat. And Zyle refused to say where your hideout was. It's good that the crew tracked you when you jumped overboard. I'm so lucky. I close the orb's flap. Immediately it reactivates and levitates near me again. Maintenance complete. My circuits are as good as new. Thanks, Arain. I simply reply with a knowing smile.
Anyway, we didn't get a chance to chat yesterday. So here's your workshop. You're just like your dad.
I get that a lot. Did you know him?
He was a friend. I was there the day he sacrificed himself for all of us. And he asked me to look after you the day you joined the Green League.
I know. Learning to use the Ecosphere and keep it out of the wrong hands. My mother has been rocking me with it since childhood.
There's also another mission the Green League would like to entrust to you. Destroying the Genius program. Your father sealed it, that's right. But it still represents a threat. Who knows what would happen if someone with malicious intent got hold of it.
Hanaki, welcome in! Welcome, welcome.
Like that mysterious sponsor who hired Laylee Sterner.
Great. Plus, I'll have to look for a way to destroy the Genius program.
I can't think of anyone better suited to this task than you.
Fiona! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome in, raiders! I hope you had a good stream. In case you don't know me, I am Yuno Hanaki. I am the one and only Oiran from indie V-singer group Mialoon. Today I am playing Ecosphere, the demo at the very least. It is a otome that is being featured as part of the otome game week that's happening on Steam. they just opened a Kickstarter and stuff as well. If you're at all interested in checking out the game, I have pinned a comment that mentions both the Steam page where you can get the demo and the Kickstarter, so you can contribute if you'd like. But yeah, we're just having some comfy visual novel reading time. Feel free to stick around if you'd like. I hope you had a good stream, Fiona. Get some good rest. And let's say I succeeded in destroying Genius. What happens to me then? Good question. As any citizen, you will be free to practice the profession of your choice. Except that you were born without affinity, so you're supposed to serve those born with the mark. Not at all. I would only agree to join the Green League on one condition: to become an engineer. I'd have been surprised if you hadn't. In that case, you'll join a class more suited to your talents. I'll see to it personally. After your civic service, perhaps you could use this experience to join Dynamo Corp? We are in contact with this organization. The Ecosphere's diodes suddenly activate, as if it were recording information. Incredible! If we can destroy the Genius program, the League will help me become an engineer. That's so cool! But the orb remains silent. Well, that's curious. It still has a say, though? Then it's a deal. Join me aboard the Disruptive when you're ready. As Rizal walks away, the orb suddenly starts talking again. So cute! She looks so pretty. I love a woman. I'm also quite fond of the Ecosphere. It's a little bit sassy. There's nothing like a sassy little technological sidekick. I have been listening to your conversation with Commander Rizal, particularly this mission you'll be given. No trace in my database of a procedure to destroy the Genius program. Data is missing, as if someone had removed them from my internal memory. We have to be careful. We'll sort it out later. Right now, only one thing occupies my thoughts. We're about to fly to the Green League headquarters. Yippee! We did it! She's decided to work with the Green League after all. I mean, that's fair. She's got to get what she wants somehow. Looks like we didn't get to meet all of the love interests, but we did glimpse several. Yippee, yippee! But yeah, the full game is currently in production. I expect good things from it for sure. We invite you to join our community to follow the project's development. Yippee! Yippee! Nice. Finished it in pretty good time. 2 hours precisely. That was a very fun read. Yeah, I like it. It's got a lot of charm. A lot of potential too, for sure. So if you did like this, remember to check them out on Steam. Download the demo for yourself, give it a try. Maybe you'll get some different options depending on what you guys choose. And also, if you want to see the project continue to be successful, please check out the Kickstarter. Toss them a little bit of money if you can. I believe the Kickstarter just opened, so it's active for another, like, month or so. I absolutely recommend you check it out. But I'll definitely be picking up the game again when the full version releases, for sure. I look forward to it. But okay, I guess that does it for me. I will be off tomorrow, as it is Wednesday, and I usually take Wednesdays off. You won't see me again until Thursday, when I'll be doing my serial tier list / other tier list stream, tier listing adventure, tier list time. No go. I must go. I'm sorry. I gotta. But you'll see me again on Thursday, don't worry. But yeah, this is fun. Thank you guys so much
for choosing to spend time with me. I hope that you have a good rest of your time zone, and until I see you again, Yunotsu!